Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of the Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I say their founder at least twice a day. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, see that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, you can reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also trying to get to 4,000 subscribers at the end of the month. So if you can click that button, tell your friends, and repost, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, going over to the business part of the podcast, you have Smith & Wesson sales are below expectations, and the stock is taking a dip, which is a pretty rare thing these days, or rather, these seasons. Now, for those who don't realize, don't know, Smith & Wesson is one of the best firearms companies, I mean, bar none. Ever since Horst Smith and Dan Wesson came together to create the company all those years ago, they've made some of the best products on the market. I mean, shoot, it's hard to be, especially for a first-time rifle buyer, or teaching your kids to shoot. Smith & Wesson M&P 1522 is a great platform to shoot on the cheap as well and teach the fundamentals. Very little recoil. They're renowned for they have some pretty good revolvers over there. And in terms of bang for your buck, might not be the prettiest, fanciest 308, but it's hard to beat a good old Smith & Wesson AR-10. I mean, last time I checked, it's still under $1,000 for a semi-automatic. Well, obviously a AR-10 design, which for those not into firearm aficionados is just a bigger AR-15, AR-15 being shared in 223 5.56 caliber. But I partially digress. It was a company that has great bang for your buck. They recently, past year, actually relocated from the Northeast, which is unfortunate since this used to be such a beautiful historical provenance of the United States and our country founding, especially the firearm manufacturers out there. But those areas hate freedom and are passing anti-firearm laws and even outlawing the products that they make. So they come to the good old South. So they actually went over down to Tennessee for the new United States headquarters for Smith & Wesson. Now, according to this article, it's come to us thanks to the OG search engine, Yahoo Finance, which kind of takes me back in the day. This is specifically written by Radik Strand, who's a writer over there, which he says, quote, Smith & Wesson report sales below analyst expectations and Q2 earnings. Stock dips. Looks like, geez Louise, it really just dropped 9.44% at the end of last week. Wow. Basically a 10% dip. Let me pull up the stock analysis really quick. So granted, by the time this video is rendered and uploaded, and again, not financial advice, but by the time this goes up, it'll change because the stock market does what the stock market does. So they're currently trading for $12.85 per share. And yeah, look at that plummet. What's the current market cap on this, I wonder? $579.27 million is the market cap. Do they pay a dividend? Oh, they actually do. All right, that's pretty good. Kind of hit or miss on companies that do or do not pay dividends. But again, not financial advice. You have to have a little caveat there. I mean, 5 years, their stock is still doing pretty good. Not quite looking like it's beating the S&P 500, unfortunately. But yeah, their stock's not doing great. Now, going back to some of the more granular details, they say, quote, American firearms manufacturer Smith & Wesson missed analysis expectations for Q2 CY 2024, with revenue down 22.7% year over year to only $88.33 million. It made a GAAP loss of 5 cents per share, down from the profit of 7 cents per share in the same quarter last year. Now it looks like, geez, that's rough. Now, good news is the gross margin is still pretty healthy, relatively speaking, coming in at 27.4%, which, geez, wish my tech company was that good, but I partially digress. EBITDA margin is 11.2%. Free cash flow is down negative 40.2%. Market cap, again, about 600. Actually, no. Market cap is up to $642.2 million. Next, they say Mark Smith, the president and CEO, commented, quote, overall firearm demands during our first fiscal quarter was softer than anticipated, but our results once again proved the reliability of our flexible manufacturing model, which allows us to adapt quickly to any market conditions and still deliver bottom line profitability targets. Importantly, while the usual summer seasonality was more pronounced this year, demand has already begun to rebound as we enter the busy fall season. We also have been pleased with the response to the launch of our next generation Bodyguard 2.0 concealed carry pistol late in the first quarter, which is already outperforming our expectations. As we look toward new capacity coming online for our new popular products, a new strong pipeline of innovation, and a typical busy firearm demand season now upon us, we expect more than offset temporary headaches during this time. And fun fact, they were founded in 1852, way back in the day. And actually, here's a good chart as well showing the revenue spikes and decreases. Yeah, their revenue looks like it peaked Q1 2021. Yeah. Well, spoiler, yeah, that was during the good old pandemic when when you hear all those district attorneys and mayors telling police not to do anything. People soon learned they had to fend for themselves. And yeah, I mean, that's the biggest spike, perhaps one of the biggest spikes in firearm sales we've seen in our country's history in terms of since we've been tracking them. Now, yeah, during the pandemic, I mean, I remember I talked to a local gun store, and this is the first time they've been around for about 15 years. Great establishment, rifle gear over in the well, now the Colony, Texas. But yeah, it was an instance where they had a line out the door that first Saturday when lockdown started. Oh, there's 35 plus people outside the store waiting, and over half of them were first time gun buyers as well. So I mean, it not only increased sales with the regular customers, like expanded to a whole new segment of people who never bought guns before. It's a great thing, and thankfully, I think most of them did get safety instructions, and yeah, those classes also increased popularity as well. Now, the interesting thing with this, and again, not financial advice, but historically speaking, you look at a lot of firearms manufacturers, they spike their sales dramatically when it's election season every 4 years. Unfortunately, as firearms become a political thing in the United States, especially where I don't think it should be controversial or divisive, since again our country was founded with the Second Amendment. I mean, literally telling those Brits to go to hell. But yeah, literally our country was founded with individuals' freedoms and the guy getting right to defend themselves and having the same arms as the government. Unfortunately, it's become a political issue, and there's some people who want to ban guns altogether. And granted, those people have never read history books because, again, every time this happened, historically speaking, the government always does the most evil things in history. I partially digress. I say this because every 4 years, you have Democrats who are going out and they're raising money saying we're going to ban guns, and people get the money for that. All those people un-American. Only partially kidding. But you also have Republicans say, hey, we're going to get your gun rights back, give us more money. They usually disappoint since we still have to buy, suppressors because the NFA Act of 1934, you have to pay an extra tax stamp on that. It takes extra time. I won't rant too long on that point, but the point of the matter is that every 4 years is a huge thing, and because there's a threat of people's perception, think I might not be able to buy this particular product, maybe because it's a black rifle, it's scary, they want to ban it. Well, those sales will spike exponentially. I mean, there's a big joke a couple years back when Barack Obama was running for presidency, then he won and was during the re-election. A lot of the bumper sticker stores at the gun store said, Barack Obama, most, top sales representative for the firearm industry, year over year. Because again, there's a record number of people who bought guns because of the perception that in campaign that going to get rid of some of them. So to have Smith and Wesson's, I mean, we're so close to elections, 60 days. The fact that Smith and Wesson isn't having a huge exponential increase in sales already is a little concerning. Again, not financial advice, and it's very interesting that again, such a durable product in terms of or a durable, historically reliable sales cycle has a little bit of a hiccup. So, and again, the great news is it's a long establishment company. They have a great product, great customer service. They're not going to go out of business. Don't get me wrong. It's not like a detrimental thing, but the stock did dip around 10%. And again, not financial advice, but I'm curious to see what the future will bring as they do have some, upcoming innovative products. And out of curiosity, I mean, are any of you proud Smith & Wesson owners? And what do you think is the most popular product that they sell even to this day? Let me know in the comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.